thanks for your time today.
It's a pleasure.
Been a busy time with different bits and bobs with the company. I mean, over the last 12 years, which coincides with the birth of Ideas for Pet Retail as well, we've seen the company go from just a very small operation to a global player now.
That's right. Yes, well, it's exactly 12 years ago since the company was founded. And yes, we're now present in 34 countries around the world, so very proud of that achievement. Even more proud that it was recognised this year with the award of the Queen's Award for Enterprise for our export business. So.
Well, we'll come on and talk about that a little bit later. But what I wanted to do is just start off with the history of the company.
Yeah, sure.
So if you tell us, how the company came about and where it's got to now.
Okay. Well, as you say, the company was founded 12 years ago. And it was actually founded by someone that worked in the fish industry, and he was actually trading fish, so he was buying fish from markets and selling to supermarkets and so on. And he realised that a big percentage of the catch, if you like, was once you'd taken, say, the 2 fillets for human consumption, the rest of it was going into very, very low-value products like meat and fish bone fertilisers, and he just saw the opportunity that there was an awful lot of nutritional benefits still left within the fish once the human had taken their cuts, if you like. So he came up with the idea of, I wonder if we can channel this into pet food. And interestingly now, 12 years later, there's lots of brands that have fish in their range of recipes, but I think we're the only substantial company that is just totally focused on fish. So we started off as a treats company, and then have obviously branched out into, and specifically for dogs, and now we've branched out into both the treats, the food for dogs, and also for cats now. So so we have a big portfolio of products, and the real connection is they're all based on fish. So that was 12 years ago, and we started off as a relatively small business. Funnily enough, in the UK market, it was really difficult to get traction. The pet shops at the time needed another brand like a hole in the head. So we had this funny catch-22 actually, because they were saying, look, when there's consumer demand for the product, come and talk to us. And of course we wanted them part of the creating of the demand in the first place. So funnily enough, as a company, most companies get really strong in their own backyard. But because of that position in the UK, we actually went into export markets very, very early. And also we were very, very early adopters of the direct-to-consumer model through the internet. And those two channels have really, really thrived. We're doing okay in the UK pet industry, but my strategy now is to give a lot more focus to the UK trade. So we really want to become much stronger in the UK pet shop channel.
So you're going to be working harder with the retailers?
Yes, absolutely. Our view is that as the web has matured, it's very clear that actually they're not the retailer and the online shopper are not really in competition with each other. People know whether they want the convenience of shopping online or whether they much prefer to go into a pet shop and talk to a human being and really
get some advice.
Exactly, and I think that the market is split 80-20, and I don't see it changing much. So as a brand, it's important that we're present in both channels. So yes, we're putting a lot of work into the UK retail trade. And
are you able to share some of the things you're going to do around that?
Yes, I mean, one of the first things that we're doing is that we've actually taken a trade marketeer into the team.
Right.
So the trade marketeer is really starting to look at if you like, the brand appeal of the packaging and so on and so forth. So we are looking at some rebranding. We want to keep our legacy, but at the same time we want to become more contemporary in our look and feel, if you like, because a lot of consumers make their decision based on the packaging. So there's a lot of trade marketing that will be going on supporting this. But the other thing is that we've decided to take on a dedicated sales director for the UK pet trade.
Okay.
So it's actually someone that we've recruited from the trade, has been in the trade for 17 years. Her name is Sarah Fowler. She's extremely well known across the industry. So she joins us in October, and one of her first challenges will be to build a strategy to become much stronger within the independent pet trade, which is where we want to base our business. And then we have a longer term plan that where the brand does really, really well is with the very, very engaged pet owners.
Yeah.
So these people, dogs are their lives. So they're often the breeders, or they go to they show their dogs on the show circuit. But the average family dog owner that loves their dog, wants the best for their dog, often don't know about the brand. So one of our challenges is how can we take the brand from being a very specialist niche into the mainstream. So with the sales director, with the trade marketeer, we're hoping that we can achieve that. And we even have ambitions that we need to go what we call above the line. So we want the brand seen on TV and as well as digital marketing, so that yes, we can reposition the brand as being a mainstream brand. That's the ambition we have for the brand.
Well, it's certainly a very familiar brand to those in the trade, and I think your strategy really makes sense to me there. You touched earlier on the export and the success that you've had with that.
Yes.
I think Fish4Dogs has always been pretty high profile in terms of the recognition it's got for the work it's been doing, but you've got the top award now, I guess, in your eyes. You've picked up...
Yes, it's the Queen's Award for Enterprise for our export business, and that was specifically recognising 6 years of outstanding continuous growth in the export market. And we've performed very well in export markets. We're in 34 countries around the world, and funnily enough, when there's a lot of fish in the human diet, is where our brand does really well. And I think we all know in the pet industry this trend called humanization of pets. And obviously, if people have a lot of fish in their diet, they think you are what you eat, and it's the same for my dog as well. So the challenge for us is taking the brand where there isn't so much fish in the diet. I mean, the UK doesn't index particularly high in terms of fish, but particularly with millennials, there's a big growth in fish with the millennial generation, as we call it, and they very much appreciate the fact that fish is good for them, and therefore it must be good for my dog. And they're not wrong either. It's not just a perception; it's a reality. Yeah, it's protein fish protein is very easily digested. We all know about omega-3 and the benefits that omega-3 brings, and we have a strapline that said feed fish and see the difference. And it is genuine as well. If a dog has been on, particularly an economy meat-based brand, and changes to our brand, normally within a month you'll see the difference in the dog. You get a lovely shiny coat, and that's the external pointer that the dog's in good health. You can't see what's happening inside the dog, of course, but just everyone desires a lovely shiny coat, and that's basically what you get with the brand.
So 6 years, continued excellence and continued growth.
That's right.
A lot of hard work.
Huge amount of hard work.
The hard work doesn't stop now that you've got the award, but I'm sure you are having a little bit of time to celebrate and recognise that.
Yes, we are. So we're quite a democratic company, if you like, and the Queen's Office particularly said for the attendance at Buckingham Palace, because they have a formal an award ceremony there, and they basically said make it representative of the company rather than just the leadership of the company. So we actually put the names in a hat within the company and drew 2 names out, and they went to the palace, had a wonderful... No, I didn't go. I didn't go. I'm very jealous of my 2 colleagues, but because it was fantastic. Actually, the Queen and Prince Philip came over and had, for them, quite a prolonged conversation.
Wow, okay.
And actually said, I didn't realise that dogs like the taste of fish. And of course, my team being so passionate about the brand couldn't help but get into the hard sell at that point. So, which was
Did
great.
they get an order?
No, they didn't. I did criticise them for not bringing an order back, but they had a wonderful time. And we also wanted the rest of the company to enjoy it. So we had a family barbecue where everyone could come with their husbands and their wives and their kids. So we had a great time, and we had lots of bunting up, as you can imagine, so that was fun. And then actually tomorrow we've got the Lord Lieutenant of the County that's coming to actually present the award itself, which is a crystal rose bowl that will get presented to the company.
Nice.
So that's lovely. And then finally there's a rather swanky sort of black tie do that we're going to again this week. So myself and the sales director will go to that, and therefore at least we are enjoying the award, even if we didn't get to go to Buckingham Palace. But it's interesting. It's obviously great for the company. It gives a real feel-good feeling, but also it's useful to us as recognition of a company that's moving in the right direction and is doing good things. So it's more than just the award itself. I think it's getting that external recognition that both the company and the brand have done so well.